Welcome to the Data Analysis and Policy Show, the show where we talk about data and we turn data into analysis and create great policies. So this episode is going to be about the digital economy for small island states. Like you know, we are in blockchain month, and at the end of this presentation I'm going to show you how everything comes together with blockchain. But let's talk about the digital economy for small island states in the Caribbean. And if you want to know more about that, then this episode is really for you. If you are a business owner or an investor in the Caribbean region. Hi, my name is Runy Calmera, and as you know, every week, every Friday at 4 o'clock, I present a show. And in this show, I'm going to take you to the digital economy for small islands in the Caribbean states. I have created a great presentation for you for this show. It takes about 30 minutes, so stay with me. And I'm going to share my screen right now so that we can soon start. You see? The digital economy. What about that? What is interesting with the digital economy? Let me take my notes because I put some great notes for you. Digital economy for small island states. If you are living on a small island, then this episode is really for you. If you are investing in a small island, also this episode is for you. Now, why small islands like Curacao need to move towards a digital economy? You know what? Let's make it bigger. Why small islands in the Caribbean need to move to the digital economy? You know what? Let's move a little bit wider. Why small islands needs to move towards the digital economy? That's better, much better. You see, this is how the traditional organizations on small islands look like. This, you have a boss in the highest layers, and he is giving orders to his subordinates. Actually, this picture was made by my drone, because you see the top view. No matter what, he is still giving orders, and the two other ones are listening, because the clever guy, the top boss, is speaking. Now, as things get more complicated, we hire more people, we include more layers, and we put a box around them. We call that box an office. And then, now you know, we are in full control. We are in full control. All my people are centrally located. We have a huge office. My people work from 9 to 5. What did I say? We don't want you a 9 to 5 mentality. My people work over 50 hours a week, and I'm in full control until productivity starts decreasing. When productivity starts increasing, you got freelancers. Freelancers do not work well in those hierarchical organizations. Those traditional centralized organizations of industrial age are up for a wild ride. Because the information age, if you didn't notice, we are in the information age. It's not about the place, time, your office, how many people are reporting to you. It's about the value you create. And the value is created in a process like this. In every step, people are adding value to something. Your product, your services. Every successful digital company I know is organized like this. They have a scalable process. they have a team working together to add value, and they thrive. So the first move to survive is to think horizontally and think quickly. What value are you adding? Who are you adding value to? And who is not adding value? Freelancers, especially the specialists, thrive in these processes because they are hired for their specific skills. The orange girl is the only one who can do that task that well. She is awesome in creating chatbots for local restaurants up to 35 seats. That green guy is the only one who can cut and edit short films up to 3 minutes that can take that I can take on my green screen every week. So that's the situation. I'm talking about freelancers, but it is also applicable for small business owners that do services, self-employed. And to give you the end of my story today, the world is moving towards this. The world is moving towards from a centralized to a decentralized and networked and connected. Small islands in the world better start embracing this framework if they want to survive, if they want to add value, if they want to create jobs, their people, for the people, if they want to keep their standard of living. At the end of my presentation, the technology will take over, so it is not a fiction of the future, it is right now. This is happening today. So are you buckled up? Let's move on. So I will be talking today about the digital economy because there are many business owners and possibly investors that are looking at this. So I will be focusing on you because on small island economy, you are the persons that create wealth. If you are a business owner or an investor, you are the person that creates wealth. It is you that take risk and make investments for a return. I bet that you guys will transform as the first digital companies. So the next thing is how to become a digital company. What is out there when you become a digital company? And what would the Caribbean look like if we were digital economies? And I will be talking at the last. I will be taking some topics about the blockchain, smart contract, dApps, and the Internet of Things. So how do you become a digital company? To become a digital company on a small island, you need a couple of things. First, you need to start speaking English. If you are not speaking English, if you are speaking Papiamento like Curacao, then you better start speaking English. The world doesn't understand Papiamento or your local flavor. If you are looking at this episode from one of the 54 small islands in the world, and you are talking your native language, that is okay. But in the digital world, you need to speak English. If you want to do the business with the world and sell them something, you need to speak English. Your documents, your vision, your project plans, everything should be in English. So forget about everything else. When you speak English, you can target an English-speaking customer base, and you can hire English-speaking team of employees and business partners. And in your free hours in the weekend, you can speak your native language, Papiamento, Jamaican slang, Portuguese, Chinese, but during business hours, speak English. On school, you need to speak English. That's not in your hands, but the next thing is, now we got an English-speaking customer from somewhere in the world, and we can do business, right? No, that customer has dollars, and they don't have guilders, they don't have your native money, they don't have Eastern Caribbean dollars. That customer has a credit card or PayPal. So in the future, the customer will have the Libra. More customers will have Bitcoin, Ether, like I explained, and any digital coins. and I will be the first one to update this sheet. Payment. So everybody on Curacao, I'm talking about Curacao, but also in the Caribbean, everybody in the Caribbean, they need to have a dollar account. They need to have a dollar account. And if banks that want to take be part of this game, they cannot be scaling down dollar accounts, but they must scale up the dollar accounts very fast. In the Caribbean islands, I don't know how many banks are scaling down dollar accounts, but on Curacao and on some islands in the world, it is difficult to get a dollar account. Now, everybody a dollar account, so 68,000 people working right now in Curacao, and I will show you some figures about how many people are working in the Eastern Caribbean and the Dutch Caribbean. So wait for me later. I will be plenty giving you some figures. And all those people need a dollar account. So the next point, data and software. We got our accounts. We can start accepting credit cards. Now let's look at the data and software. If you want to become a digital company, you need to have to put all your data and software programs online. I'm serious. I want you to put everything online. If you want to know, if I want to know if you are a digital company or not, I will open one of your computers and the laptop, and if I see many programs locally installed, then you are not a digital company. But if I see a web browser, Chrome or Safari, and no other local software installed, then you are possibly going into the digital economy because you have everything in the cloud. So go check your laptop right now or your desktop, and then check whether you are a digital company or not. Now with data I mean all things: text documents, your spreadsheets, your movies, your pictures, your software code, your online forums, your clients, everything. Put it online. And I will tell you why. So here's another tip. Start today, use Gmail online, and then you will get the whole Office suite with spreadsheets, presentations, forums, text documents, and a lot of things, cool programs. So yeah, if you have a Hotmail account or a Yahoo account, I would encourage you to go and change that to Gmail. I don't have no affiliation with Gmail, but I'm positive about this because you will get all these extras. Now, you are online with all your data and your software. You promise to never install anything again on your local computer. Now get your processes online. You need to be accessible via the internet. You need to be present on some social media like this, Facebook. Be available on Facebook Messenger or have a chatbot speaking to your visitors 24/7, and I can help you with that. My team can help you with that. I have 3 Facebook shows. This is one of them, and the Facebook shows, all of them are managed by chatbots, and you can test that. I will show you later on how to test that. So you can be calling me at my +5999 number, because you cannot be calling me from India or from China, India, Korea, Caribbean to my number. You can WhatsApp me, but that's not cool. I need to be able to handle those customer requests online 24 hours per day, 7 days a week, and I use social media channels. You need to be available to the world. How do you become a digital? The next one. This is the most important thing. If you want to be online in a digital company, think like a digital CEO. You need to think like a digital CEO, and here are some 5 tips if you are that I've seen working in my companies. The way to think as a digital CEO is like this. All the people in my team are smarter than me, are more qualified, and have more talents than me. It doesn't matter. So, and me, I think this is the CEO mindset. So I want you to think like this. It doesn't matter how it is done, where it is done, as long as it is done on time and done correctly. I'm always responsible if my team does something wrong. I say sorry. I say sorry, how can I help you do your better job? And my job is to help you create systems so that the team can move to more complex tasks. And the last one, everything that can be automated should be automated. If you have any questions, ask below. What is out there when you become a digital company? Now, it's very important. I ask you to invest your data and invest in your online software programs, into your processes, putting them all aligned, social media channels, and your thinking. What is possible when you do this? What is your possible return on investment? So the investment will take pain, it will take time, and you need to invest. And by investing, I mean spending money for people to people like me to help you, to people like my team to help you, for a business coach, for online software, for programs that will help you, investing money in chatbots. And what is out there then? What's possible out there? Let's look at what is out there. Now, virtual assistants. The first thing, your employee base will not be your local people only. You will attract anybody you can because you speak English and all your systems, all your data are online, remember? So you can hire anybody you want. Let me tell you a story. My story is that I used to hire for 2 years a team of virtual assistants who did all my processes and a virtual editor who did all my videos. And the costs were between $3.5 to $5 an hour. And I could hire these people all over the world, and I specialize in hire the people from the Philippines. I have a course on that. If you are interested in the course, let me know how to do that exactly. Where can you hire somebody with a bachelor degree for only $3.5 to $5? With a bachelor degree, graphics, and somebody who's super creative in editing small videos. Where can you do that? In the Philippines. The answer is in the Philippines, in Malaysia. So here is where you will receive back your investments. You can hire the best people in the world. These are freelancers working in the digital work, working for you for digital companies. They are not working for local companies. Mostly they are working for digital companies with systems online. Now we have a virtual team. If you want to know how to build that team, I already told you. You can ask my chatbot. You can ask, in this case, Anna, because you are on this page. You can ask Anna, because I have a digital course about that. We have a team now, and we can scale up to customers. So there is a huge market out there. Instead of only between 100,000 or 200,000 for your local market, if you are in the small island states in the Caribbean, because you don't focus only locally, you can have thousands of people for your particular niche. Because you have social media channels, people can be targeted. Because you have a Facebook page, your website, you can do Facebook ads. They can contact your business system and enter your value chain. If you are looking at this, you are about to enter my value chain. If when you interact with my chatbot, you ask something or you want to join my community, then you will enter my value chain. By clicking the messenger on this page, a chatbot will open, and when the chatbot open, the Anna will ask you some questions, and then you will be onboarded in my community. Every time I go online, you will receive this information, and then you are onboarded. And later on, I'm offering you things to invest in only for people in my community. So now we have people working for you. Freelancers all over the world working for you. Now, how big is the market? Let's move to how big is the market. Just a picture of the screenshots I'm going to show you. How big is the market? What would the Caribbean look like if we all were digital economies? And I'm focusing on the Eastern Caribbean and the Dutch Caribbean. So how we know what the potential is for your company. Let's move to the Caribbean. Let's move to the Caribbean islands. So I've created economic and investment models for 10 islands in the Caribbean right now. And I ultimately want to create economic and investment models for 58 small islands economies in the world. And with those investment models, we have all the data to gather all the indicators that are relevant for investing in the general economy. And then also, we want to focus, if you want to focus in particular industries, we can also work on that. But first, investment models will help you, the general economy, what is going there, what are the biggest investments, what are the highest returns, etc. So that's why we compare these indicators. I'm going to give you only some general initial indicators. If you want to get no more, contact me, and then for this region, and then we can talk. And tell me also below in the chat box, tell me below what markets you are interested in and what industry. So tell me the island plus the industry. So for instance, Anguilla, tourism. Grenada, agriculture. St. Vincent and the Grenadine, solar energy. Tell me your market. Or retails, restaurants, hotels. Tell me your market, your specific niche that you are working in, and if it is business to business or business to consumer. So with these models, you can do analysis and you can create the right investment policy, because what investors do and businesses do is they turn data into money. They turn data into the right investment. And what I do is I help business owners and investors to become financially free and create wealth. And I also help policymakers who want to improve the lives of their people. Yesterday I had a discussion with a policymaker, and they wanted to create great opportunities for the people in the next 20 months. And that's very important. So because of that, you need to be able to know what the state of the economy is. So this is the Caribbean. I currently focus on Curacao, St. Martin, and 8 other islands of the Eastern Caribbean. I have the same framework for all those islands. Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Montserrat, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, St. Lucia. All these islands are small island economies. They have similar challenges, but there is also a huge potential if you move towards a digital economy full of freelancers. What can freelancers, small businesses, what can they do, how big is the market, etc. Now let me show you some indicators. So first, these are the islands. I will be focused on these 10 islands. Curaçao and Sint Maarten are the part of the Dutch Caribbean Monetary Union with one central bank. The other 8 islands are part of the Eastern Caribbean Union with one central bank, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And I take these islands because I have macroeconomic and investment models for them. But there are 58 small islands I focus on in the world, and I'm also moving towards Asia. And I also look at some big emerging islands in Asia, like Korea, Singapore, Japan, etc. So I want also to focus there, but my main business is the small islands. So these are the indicators I've selected for you. Remind you, I have many more indicators. The source is the Calmera database and investment models. And let's look at this potential now. Population. All those islands, the 10 islands together, population about 800,000, 800,000. So it's a small market. Maybe if you are looking at the United States, etc. But if you are looking at from a small island perspective, if you are living on a small island with 50,000 people, 100,000 people, this is potential. You can have 8 times more people at your reach. 860,000. And the population is growing. The next point, employed population. If you look at the total number of people employed in the government and the private sector, these are the numbers. About 350,000 people. Those are all potential people, of course, to target. And those are the people that have jobs. Let's move to the next one. Cruise tourists. These are figures in million. You see that there are about 5 million cruise tourists only by these 10 islands in the region. Those are all cruise tourists. You could be focusing in that business, delivering business, online businesses, services to those cruise tourists. So it's not only a population, but now you have about 5 million people visiting those islands every year for one day. And that is also a little bit growing. I have detailed information for more on all the islands, of course, but I'm going to give you the totals. So now let's look at stay over tourists. These people stay about 8 to 9 days. We have 2 million stay over tourists. That's the market. 2 million people visiting for 8 days, buying in restaurants, hotels, apartments, staying in apartments, doing tours, using tours, experiences, enjoying in restaurants, bars. Those are the people that can be targeted. 2 million. Now, if you are living on one island, what are the services that you can produce for other islands? Total gross domestic product, the total economy. The total economy, look at this. Total economy, 10 billion US dollars. That's the total economy. The total money, how much money is there? 10 billion US dollars in there. If you are a services company that focuses on online services, if you are a blockchain company, if you are you have created something for money, then you know how much money there is. Now, what's the problem? If we look at those islands like this, all the islands are separated by water. They are not well connected. So let's do finally some thought experiments. As a model builder, I like to playing with blocks. So what would happen if the businesses of all these islands would go online and would enter the digital economy? All the businesses go online and they have only software online, etc. Like I say, what would that look like? So let's say Curacao and Antigua and Barbuda start doing this. You see, those are the connections. They can start approaching the other islands. Other islands can approach their economies. They can start tapping on the human capital of all those islands. They can be hiring from all those islands because their systems are online, their processes are online. It doesn't matter where the customer comes from, the customers can approach them. You see? That's the point. What happens if all the businesses start moving online? These are the potential combinations. So the more businesses and the more islands move online completely, also the governments, this would happen. Our markets would increase, we would reach more people, we would have more talents. Companies that create software would have a bigger potential market. Instead of only focusing on the cruise tourists on Curacao, for instance, you could be concentrating on cruise tourists for the whole 10 islands. Those are more connections. So now let me ask you, what is the picture, the difference between this picture and that picture? Do you see the difference? Curacao in the middle. Curacao as a hub. Now this is how the old school people might think. Let's put Curacao on the hub or any other island, Montserrat, Antigua. But that's the industrial mindset with a hierarchical mindset. The people want to have their organization chart. Now let's look at those people. Look at this. The people who want to have their organization chart with Curacao on top, etc. Does it matter? Back to the old school days. Is there any difference? The answer is no, there is no difference. Because in a network, it doesn't matter where you are, what the position is. Everybody has the same connections. Now let's look at this. What about this? If Europe gets connected to Curacao with a deal, Curacao gets a deal in Europe, what would happen? Would that be cool? What would happen with this? Let me see. Let me go back. Let's look at this. Grenada gets a deal with Korea. Would that be cool? Yes, everybody in the Caribbean, all the islands in the Caribbean would benefit for that. You understand? So the more connections there are, the happier we are. We would not be like, hey, Grenada got a better deal with Korea, because we can all access that information. Once the business on Korea, they start setting up systems in Grenada, we would be able to, from any other islands in the world, we would be able, on other islands in the Caribbean, I mean, we would be able to profit from that, join that, work there, hire people. So the better connections, the more. Now, let's move to the last point. This is the last point. We have freelancers. We have the digital economy. And with freelancers, I mean also the small islands, companies in a small islands. People working for themselves. So the freelancers, and also businesses. I focus on businesses that are freelancing, they are working. So the freelance economy and the digital economy, the flexi economy. We had a digital company, and now let's move to the next point, which is the blockchain. And those are only the final things I want to say to you before I close. So, I said that the blockchain is going to take over. This is the world like it's going to be. So not only hierarchical information, but this world is a decentralized world. There will be many things, systems connected. Freelancers will be creating things, interfacing these things. These things will be connected to the internet, sensing the world around them, hearing, listening, and will be talking to each other. These things will be talking to each other, the Internet of Things. There will be many decentralized dApps. dApps are decentralized apps because you are online and your data is online, and now you will be able to use a dApp like normal. You will transact value through these dApps, the Internet of Value. If you want to know more about that, look at another episode of one of my channels. And the channel is where I talk about that is facebook.com/mydreambusinesscoach. And that channel is the channel where I have the Dream Business and Financial Freedom Show on Wednesday, 4 o'clock EST. And the data will be on its own layer. The data is the blockchain. So now, imagine that you want to know more. I imagine that you want to create your dream online business. And maybe you want a business coach to help you achieve this goal. Maybe you want to have a business coach that helps you reach these 10 islands and move on these small islands, reach the market. Maybe you want to be traveling with your maybe you want somebody who will be traveling with you on this journey. Traveling, not meaning physical, but just joining you on this path. Now, if yes, talk to my chatbot. This chatbot is called Bianca, but on this channel, the chatbot is called Anna. So I'm focusing now, if you are a business owner, you need to look at the next slides. And if you are a business owner, investor on this area, you can do either things. You can talk to either Bianca or Anna, and it is the same forward. So I'm going to show you Bianca. She will onboard you in my community, and you can watch all my free weekly shows on the business side. And also you will be watching these shows. So I'm going to show you first one. This is Bianca. You need to go to m.me/mydreambusinesscoach. And then every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, you will watch these shows, Dream, Business, and Financial Freedom shows. If you are in this page, on this page right now, you can also go to m.me/policy in paradise, and then you can talk to Anna. The moment you click on the messenger, you like this page, the moment you click on the messenger, then a chatbot will open. Anna will ask you, or Bianca will ask you, what your dream is about and what islands you want to focus on, etc. You can put that after you talk to one of them, and then I will contact you, or they will contact you. So that's what I had today. And what I want to do is, I want to now close this episode. So, in closing out, You have seen the digital economy for small island states, and this is a great opportunity for people in the digital economy. So what you need to do is just comment below, like this page, and also contact me and get into my community. Okay, so that's it. Bye.